Love hurts will definitely make you feel the pain, but at least you get a craving for some boba tea. That's a plus, right? Thank you everybody for watching Nibble and Flicks. I'm your host, Jeff Reed. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. And today we're going to be reviewing the movie Love Hurts. Life Hurts starring Ke Huy Quan, Daniel Wu, Ariana DeBose, Marshawn Lynch. And the plot of the story is a realtor is pulled back into the life he left behind after his former partner in crime resurfaced with an ominous message. With his crime lord brother also on his trail, he must confront his past and the history he never fully buried. So if you haven't watched our videos before, I basically give a 3-segment where I do positives of what I like about the film, negatives what I don't like about the film, and my final verdict of how I really feel about the film. Basically, it's kind of a grading scale. Either it's top shelf, good, bad, trash. So let's get into it. With this movie, there is not a lot to talk about how great it was if you didn't get it through my intro. But I have to say, Ke Huy Quan was absolutely fantastic in this movie. I feel like whatever role and movie he's in, he always brings it. And he does this in this film. And I feel like what he was trying to portray as the character, he was basically the person that I had fun watching throughout this whole film. Actually watching the character develop as this very nice real estate agent till finally realizing that, hey, his past just came back to haunt him, and now he has to turn back to the old guy that he used to be. And when he does that, I actually like the transition from, he's very stupid. He's always a nice person throughout the film, but I like the transitions where he's like, I'm a nice person. I got the life I really want. My past came back and bite me in the butt, and now I gotta deal with it. So I actually like that part about that. He did a great job. The thing that I did like about this film is the action sequences. The director was a former stunt man and also a former stunt coordinator as well, and you kind of see that in this film, how he kind of plans each fight sequences and how carefully he placed certain things when it comes to movement, strikes, all that stuff in the fight sequences as well. It kind of has like a similar Jackie Chan type fighting sequence. If you see like a Jackie Chan movie and how he fights in the movie, it has that. So there's actually a part in the trailer where you see where he's fighting in the kitchen and he's actually like protecting something that is very cherishable, and you see it in the film if you watch it. And I thought that was kind of cool that was that small little element of Jackie Chan when he's trying to protect something and also fight at the same time. So I actually did like that. One of the things I thought was kind of too much was like the fake blood splatter or other fake blood in the movie. I thought was a little bit too much sometimes, to a point where it's like, this is kind of unbelievable. Yes, we're watching a movie, but sometimes it was like, okay, the blood splatter, we're doing too much. But other than that, the action was actually really good. It actually was the fun part of watching this film. One thing I wasn't too sure about was Marshawn Lynch, and they kind of use him as like a comedy relief character, and I thought that was a good way to use him. I think he's someone that can bring some kind of comedy elements to it, because can you really take him seriously as an actor? But when he has him, he's playing a henchman basically, but it's actually kind of cool. His scenes are very entertaining with his co-partner in the movie. I did like what they did to actually let him say beast mode in one part, and it's probably one of the most funniest parts of the movie. But I was very surprised by Marshawn Lynch. I hope he gets more acting opportunities. This shows that he can carry some weight on his own. If you get the right director who can guide him, it seems like he can take off and go with it well. So I hope we get some more Marshawn Lynch in movies. But like I said, he did very well in this film. Now we're going to get into the negatives about this film, and one of the things that I just can't get over sometimes is bad writing when it comes to the dialogue. And this movie feels like it was written by AI. The dialogue is so, I know this is a cheesy movie, yes, but the dialogue was so bad to some points where I was like, man, who wrote this? Like, this is very bad. Like, there's no way a human wrote this, because this is so bland. It's ridiculous. The story was all over the place as well. I just feel like and it's weird too, because the movie is not that long. It's only 88 minutes, but you basically fill those 88 minutes in this film because the story is so bad and all over the place. And they had like side stories that was going on that really didn't matter, but they try to make it matter, but it really doesn't, because it's really pointless and useless, and you already know where the characters are going to end up anyway. So having these side stories didn't make any sense. But it was so many things that was going on in this film that they couldn't harp on and focus on the main plot, to the point where I could see a reviewer watching this movie and they're saying, what the hell is going on?
What are we doing?
Because that's how all over the place the story was. It was just, they couldn't just figure out what they want to do in each scene. How they want to push the story along is like they just was focusing on, I don't know. I don't know what they're focusing on, honestly. You know the main plot of the story where, he's basically have to come back and to do, face something that he has to deal with the past. But when it comes to like figuring out what was really going on, why each character was in the story, with the purpose, why they were all trying to find out, this one certain thing that was going on in the film. It was just all over the place. It just wasn't explained well, and it becomes very frustrating to watch. To add that, they just didn't know what lane they want to go to. Do you want to be a serious action film? Do you want to be a comedy film or romantic, rom-coms? Something. It just didn't know. It was picking too many avenues, and didn't know which way to go. This film actually goes wacky and nutty sometimes, and it kind of hints a little bit what I said in the intro with the bubble tea. The bubble tea is actually a good stick that they're doing in the film. Is actually funny, and they showed it bubble tea a lot. But if you ever had boba, those straws are pretty sharp and pretty thick, and they kind of use that as a weapon in this film. And I'm like, okay, I can see that happening, but this is getting kind of wacky. And they started doing more things that I felt was just like, okay, you guys going too nutty now, where you're slicing up people, stuff like that, and you're like, okay, that person's dead, and then they come back later like, oh, they're not dead. Like, it was just stuff like that. It doesn't know what it want to do. It doesn't want to be comedy. It want to be a serious action movie, or try to be somewhat like a romantic rom-com. It just didn't know what it was doing. I feel like the writers didn't know what way they go. I don't know if I can blame the director, because he's basically going off the script, but I guess I could put blame on him too. But however, it was just, whoever had the idea to make this movie, they did not put it on paper correctly so the director understand this is basically what type of film you want to be. Instead of trying to meshing all these things at once, it just doesn't work at all. And that's the problem with this film. This film that I just did not like was Ariana DeBose. And I'm getting to the point where I'm getting very frustrated watching her in any movie. I don't know if it's her. I don't know if it's the roles that she's picking, the director who's guiding her. I have no idea anymore. But it doesn't make any sense for someone who has been nominated for an Academy Award, that everything she's done since then has been absolutely horrible. Sometimes I wonder if she's trying. I don't know anymore. And I don't like talking bad about an actor or picking him out, but she was not good. I said it before. I said it in my Beekeeper review that she was the worst thing about that film. Craven, she's the worst thing about that film. I don't know what it is. I know there's talent there. She's done theater work. It is there. So I don't know why she's just not doing, I have no idea what's going on with her. And I don't know, maybe she's just good at musicals and she should just leave acting alone. But it's got to give. And it's hard, like I said, it's hard for me to say stuff like that, because I know people in the industry. I know people who are actors in this industry, and how hard it is to get your break, and everything that you go through just to get one shot, and you hope that shot comes through and you knock it out of the park, and you can start getting more acts and opportunities to showcase your skill. And fortunately, she got her opportunity in West Side Story, but I feel like she is just wasting them away. Where now I watch her, I just get annoyed when I see her. When I see her in the credits, I'm like, do I want to see this? And that's bad. I don't want to do that. So hopefully she turns around and get better. But this film, another film where she just stunk up the joint. And the last thing I didn't like about this film was the last action sequence. Like I said before, everything else when it came to action in this movie was really done very, very well. Some reason, whatever they were doing, they forgot to do this in the last action piece. Because the lead up to it, the dialogue, the villain has to have his evil monologue. So they do that. It just didn't look right. It didn't look right. It didn't feel right. and it doesn't make any sense. But when they started fighting, I was like, okay, good. It started getting real good, and out of nowhere, like, you can tell throughout the fight sequence when it happens when you watch this film, everything just starts to become very choppy. And I mean choppy to the point where you know, sometimes when you see somebody throw a punch and they use two different camera angles. So one, you know, the punch is coming this way, and then, you know, they'll come up to like another camera angle to show like the guy in face is right here, and you punch him in the face. It looked so choppy and so bad at times where it just took me out of the fight. And you would think the last fight between the main character and the villain, the fight you've been waiting to see this whole entire time, it will look good. I bet it looked good on set. But when they shot it and edited it, it looks absolutely horrible. Like I said, it's choppy all the way. And it looks like some punches and kicks don't really land because they edited it out. So how you know that person took that kick or punch? Because it doesn't look right. It just looks bad. Like whoever edited this film, and maybe it could have been the camera people who taped it. Maybe they just didn't get everything they needed on tape. And while the guy was editing it, he was like, "Man, this looks bad. I can try to salvage this if we have him, you know, have someone throw it into the wall. Maybe we can salvage that punch or kick." That's how bad it was. So that's what's very frustrating. Like they lead you up because the only thing, like you gotta salvage something for this film. Everything else is bad about this film, and to get to the point where it's like, okay, I have to have something that's going to make me feel good about myself watching this film. It's gonna be the last fight. The two brothers. They are known for martial arts. They're known for doing action sequences, and you see it, and it's like, you failed me. You made me sit in this 88-minute film. Didn't give me nothing all night. And just boba tea, and now I got this, and this how you gonna send me home upset? Yeah, that's how I'm saying this movie is very frustrating. So the work of this film, I did not like it. I didn't like this film. It's not good at all. It's a bad film. It's a popcorn film. Mindless action. Just watch. Don't think. If you do that, you're gonna be pissed off at yourself for watching this film and wasting 88 minutes of your life. But I thought about the bubble tea, so that definitely helped me out. And some of the action sequences will, you know, put you back into enjoying the film. But once the characters start talking again, and not like all the characters, like I said, Ke-Huy Quan and Daniel Wu were great in this film. Same thing with Marshall Lynch. They did a great job. Yeah, all the characters in this film, horrible. That's the best I can say about this film. Action pieces, like I said, was great until you get to the final action piece, was very disappointing because the choppiness. Dialogue was not good. The storyline's all over the place. It's just not a good film, and I feel bad for Ke-Huy Quan because I feel like he deserves better. He's a great actor. He had made an amazing comeback, and he just needs something that can make him, you know, be respected as an actor, which he's not already. I mean, he already won an Academy Award. But you see a story like that, you just want to see him do good films after good films after good films. Maybe this is one of those where you got to pay the rent and you need something real quick. Maybe this is one of those situations. I don't know. But I recommend not watching this film if you're not interested in this film. But if you like mindless popcorn films, action sequences, stuff like that, I think you'll enjoy it if you just keep your brain off. So if you do that, you probably will enjoy the film. Everyone else, if you're the type of person, you're gonna look in and start like trying to nitpick the story, don't do that. You're gonna hate yourself. So that's all I gotta say about this film. Like I said, thank you for watching Mic'd Up Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Reed, and let me know in the comment section. Did you see this movie? Did you like this movie? Just let me know in the comments. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you disagree, agree with everything I said, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.